And we are live. Let's see. Are we live? Are things set up? Oh, it looks like we are. Let's see. I think we're live on YouTube. Are we live on TikTok? Let's have a look. Refresh. Yeah, we are. Come on. Good to see. Hey, somebody beat me to it. Envelope with the love heart said, hi, hello, guys. Let me know. Can you hear me? I'm actually a couple of minutes. Oh, no, actually, I'm on time today. Normally, I do start the streams like at 2 minutes past or something. Today, though, guys, we are right on time. Guys, talk to me in the chat. Let me know. Can you hear me? Anybody over on the TikTok? Anybody over on the YouTube? Eva says, hey, JC said, I was just about to shower. I will have to wait. Yep, it's that time, JC. It's time for another paper. You should know, though, that it's 5 o'clock by now. Eva said, everything's okay. Awesome. Kleb Dev over on the YouTube said, sup, dude? How's it going? Guys, let me know. Can you hear the music I have playing in the background? Hopefully you can't. I try and have it at a loudness where I can hear it, but it's not picked up by my microphone for you guys. So just let me know. Amina said, are you doing one tomorrow? Yep, definitely. I'm going to be live tomorrow. I'm going to be going live twice. Club Dev says, nah, can't hear it. I'm guessing that means that you can. Otherwise, how would you know that I asked the question? Grace says, good. Mindogus Andridrakas says, hello, my friend. Good to have you on. Hannah said, why is some questions removed? The reason, Hannah, is because some of the questions have already come up in paper 1 and paper 2, and I don't want to repeat the questions that have already come up. That's why some of them have been removed. Unfortunately, guys, we've kept pretty much all of the difficult ones, so unfortunately for you guys. Yeah, we're going to be doing the whole paper, apart from I think I've taken out like 3 or 4 questions, just because they've already come up in the papers, so they're not going to come back up. And he said, are you doing foundation today? I'm not going to be doing foundation today, but tomorrow I am going to be doing one higher stream and one foundation stream. So for anybody who doesn't know, all of the live streams are on TikTok and also on YouTube at the same time. All of the recordings are uploaded straight to the YouTube channel. Today, I'm live 5 till 7 doing this paper. We'll probably finish a little bit early, to be honest. So we'll probably be done at about 6:30 or so, maybe even a little bit earlier, to be honest. And then tomorrow I'm going to be live twice. I'm going to be live 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. for higher, and then 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. for foundation. Just like for paper 2, there's a chance that I might do another stream after that. I need to kind of check a few things, whether I have anything that crops up that I need to get done, and also how many people join the lives and that kind of thing. Because normally it's a little bit lower for paper 3 than for paper 1 and 2. Rasul in the chat says, hello, Rasul. Hello, Shadow Plays. Hello, Oppo. Oppo says, sub chat. Nice to see. Smoky Clips, it's going to depend on a couple of things. I might have to do some stuff after 8 p.m. to be honest tomorrow. So in that case, I won't be able to do it. But if enough people want me to, I might even cancel the plans and then just do a 5 and 6 hour like last time. A couple of people asking when foundation tomorrow will be. Foundation tomorrow is going to be 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. and higher 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. A couple of people asking my name. My name is Matt for anybody who's new. I've been going live every day pretty much, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Owen says, how you been? All good here. Thank you, mate. All good here. Just another couple of minutes, guys, and we're going to be starting at 5:05. Just giving people a little chance to join so everybody can be here, or as many people as who want to be here can be here. We always start at 5 past. Morisiki says hello. Rekias said something in a different language, but I'm not going to say it because I don't know what it means. Quite a few people asking about predicted topics. I'm not going to be doing predicted topics for paper 3. However, there are a couple of great resources. You could look at First Class Maths. I know he's doing some predicted papers, and also Hannah Kettle Maths doing some predicted papers. And I would endorse those guys for paper 3. Predicted papers are super useful. So you can have a look at those if you would like. You don't have to look at them. If you don't, you're not going to be disadvantaged in any way. But yeah, they can be super helpful. They can be super helpful. Also, guys, let me know now if you can. How is the connection today? Is everything smooth? Yesterday, when we were live, we had a couple of issues with the connection. Hopefully, everything should be good today. A lot of people asking when foundation will be. Foundation is tomorrow, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. Mindogos says the connection is good today. That's good to see. A couple of other people in the chat. Leah Fant says perfect. Shadow Play says great so far. Smoky Clip said S is sehr gut. Come on, come on. Chloe said really good. Awesome, guys. Let's get into it. It is now 5:05. Starting off with question 1, part A and part B. For anybody who's new here, the way this basically works is that I give you a little bit of time to do each of the questions, and then I explain the answer. Hello, Star. Good to have you back. Nice to see a few more of us on the TikTok than yesterday, up to about 370 at the moment. Good to see. Lai said, do you for real just do math every day? Yep, to be honest, during exam period, guys, I've been going live every single day doing past papers, helping you guys get prepared. Jacob Allen said, thoughts on the hardness of both papers. Paper 1, 8.5 out of 10. This is Excel higher. Paper 2, 6 out of 10. 5 being average. So if 5 was average, I'd say, yeah. Paper 2, 6 out of 10. Paper 1, 8.5 out of 10. Guys, question 1A, let's have a look at this one. What's it gonna be? Question 1A says, expand and simplify x plus 5 times by x minus 9. When we expand and simplify double brackets, guys, we need to do each of the numbers in the first bracket times each of the numbers in the second bracket. So we do x times by x, that's x squared. Then x times by minus 9, that's minus 9x. Then 5 times by x plus 5x. And then we do 5 times by minus 9, that is going to be minus 45. Next step, guys, we're going to collect our like terms, minus 9x plus 5x, that is going to be minus 4x. So we have x squared minus 4x minus 45 as our answer to 1A. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. X squared minus 4x minus 45. Drop your answer in the chat for 1B, guys. Let's see what we can do. Also, guys, how's the audio quality today? Can you hear me clearly and everything? Hopefully it should all be good. I've changed the settings a little bit. I just wanted to check it's as clear as normal. Maria says, hello, everybody. Hey, good to have you on, Maria. Robin saying clear. Abby saying one of those ones. That's good to see, Abby. Hussein says, good quality. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you, Rasul, as well, guys. Question 1B, let's have a look at this one. It says factorize fully 9x squared plus 6x. When it comes to factorizing, guys, we're going to be looking for all of the common factors of our numbers. In this case, 3 is going to go into 9x squared and 6x, so we can put that on the outside, and we're also going to have a common factor of x. What do we times by 3x to get 9x squared? We times it by 3x. What do we times by 3x to get 6x? We times it by 2. So, guys, simplified, we're going to have 3x times by 3x plus 2. Guys, superb work if you got those two. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot if you'd like to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to move on to the next question, which, guys, is going to be question number 4. So I've taken out question 2 and 3 just because they're not really ideal to do on the live streams and similar questions kind of came up. So we're going to be going straight into question number 4, guys. Question number 4. This one gives us a grouped frequency table and asks us to calculate the mean. Nice to see a few more of us over on the YouTube today. We're up to 40. Hopefully tomorrow, for the day before paper 3, guys, we break some more records and we get the community as strong as ever over on the YouTube. I think last time we got up to 146 people on the channel, which was sick. And we had about, most of the time, about 800 on the TikTok. So it will be good to see who joins tomorrow. Today's the all-timers, though. Today's the all-timers. It's not the day before crew. We got people putting in serious revision here tonight. It's great to see. Okay, guys, question number 4. I'm going to give you another minute or so, and then we're going to go through it. Here, what we're going to have to do, because I've given you a while for this already, is we're going to have to find the midpoints of each of our groups, do the midpoints times the frequency to find the overall total, and then divide that overall total by the total frequency. Eva, yep, you're exactly right. You do find the midpoint. Quite a few people asking why questions are removed, just because they already came up in papers 1 and 2, or because they're not kind of high priority versus the other questions. Guys, let's have a look. Question number 4, what's it going to be? This one says the table gives information about the times taken in seconds by 18 students to run a race. We're given the time intervals and we're given the frequencies. We're asked to work out an estimate for the mean time. Whenever we want to do this, guys, find the mean from a grouped frequency table. Step number 1 is going to be to find the midpoints of each of our intervals. So we can write in another column, and that's for the midpoint, and it's going to be the midpoint of each of these intervals. A couple of different ways to think about finding the midpoint, guys. We could either add together the upper and the lower bound and then divide by 2, or we could find the difference, divide it by 2, and add it onto the lower one. Halfway between 5 and 10 is going to be 7.5. Halfway between 10 and 15 is going to be 12.5. Halfway between 15 and 20 is going to be 17.5. Halfway between 20 and 25 is going to be 22.5. Next step, guys, we're going to do our midpoint times by our frequency for each of our groups. In the first case, we're going to have 1 times by 7.5, which is going to be 7.5. Then we're going to have 2 times by 12.5, which is going to be 25. Then we're going to have 7 times by 17.5, which is going to be 122.5. Up next, guys, we're going to have 8 times by 22.5. That one is going to be 8 times by 22.5, 180. Next step, guys, we're going to find our overall total time by adding together all of those values. It's going to be 205 plus 130. So we're going to have 335. Of course, guys, use a calculator for that. We're going to have to find our total frequency as well. We could either add together all of our frequency values, or we could just take from here the fact that there's 18 students. Now, finding the mean, guys, we're going to divide our overall total, 335, by our total frequency of 18. So we're going to do 335 divided by 18. So we're going to bring that into the calculator, 335 divided by 18. And when we do so, guys, we're going to get 18.6111, etc. And rounding our answer to 3 significant figures, we're going to look at our 4th number. Our 4th significant figure, it's a 1, so we're going to round down. That 6 is going to stay the same, and we get our answer of 18.6. Guys, phenomenal job if you got that one. Let's see in the chat, how do we find that one, guys? Did that one make sense? Vanch says, okay, sounds like some progress made there. It sounds like you didn't get it, but maybe it made sense afterwards, or maybe that was to somebody else's answer. Love Heart Letter says, got it. Alicia says, yes. Awesome. Oppo says, let's go. That one wasn't too bad. Nice to see. Eris says, yeah, guys, superb work if you got that one. Abby says, awesome source. Come on. Guys, question number 5 and 6 on the screen here. In total for these, we have 5 marks up for grabs. I'm not going to give you too long for question number 5. I got a feeling my hair is going to be pretty annoying today coming down because it's wet. I just had a shower, so whenever I bend down, it's going to go like that. I'm going to have to sort it out. That's going to be a nightmare. Let's see. Arian said, do you do further maths? I do teach further maths, but I don't do it on social media. Quite a few people thinking that this one might be 370. This one actually isn't 370, guys. It actually isn't 370. The reason is because we're not going from centimeters to millimeters. We're going from centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed. Quite a few people thinking that it might be 3,700. It actually isn't 3,700 either. Guys, let's have a look at question 5. This one says, write 37 centimeters cubed in millimeters cubed. When we go from a unit in centimeters to a unit in millimeters, we times by 10 because there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. However, whenever we go from a unit cubed to another unit cubed, we need to do our regular conversion 3 times instead of once. So going from centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed, we're going to times by 10 once, then twice, then a 3rd time. So in total, we're going to times by 1,000. We're going to add 3 zeros on the end. We're going to get 37,000 millimeters cubed. If you convert from millimeters to centimeters, from centimeters to millimeters, you times by 10. From centimeters squared to millimeters squared, you times by 10 and then times by 10 again. And from centimeters cubed to millimeters cubed, you times by 10, 10 again, and 10 once more, for a total of timesing by 10 3 times, because our units are being cubed. Question number 6, guys. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes for this one. We have how many marks up for grabs? We have 4 marks up for grabs in this one. Quite a lot to do. A little bit of confusing, a little bit of conversion, I meant to say. Oppo said that one makes sense. Nice, Oppo, nice. And he has said, is this foundation? This one actually is a higher paper, but we are currently in the foundation overlap section. So these questions could technically come up in foundation. Quite a few people asking how long I'm going to be on for. I'm going to be on until the end of this paper. I think we'll probably be finished today at about 6:30. I have taken a few questions out. Yeah, I think we're going to be done at about 6:30. Question number 6, guys. Drop ready in the chat when you are ready. Let's have a look. Light says, I think the answer might be 50 mph. G-San said the same thing. Ethan's ready. La Continentale is back today and is ready. Guys, let's have a look at question number 6. This one says that Nimer was driving to a hotel. He looked at his sat-nav at 1:30. The time was 1:30, funnily enough, and the distance to the destination was 65 miles. Nimer arrived at the hotel at 14:48, which is 2:48. Work out the average speed of the car from 1:30 to 2:48. You must show all of your working, and we can see down here that our answer is in miles per hour. So, working out our speed, guys, we're going to use the fact that speed is equal to distance traveled divided by time. In this case, we know that our distance traveled is going to be 65 miles, so we know our D. What about our time? We don't know time at the moment, but we do know when we left and when we got there, so we can work it out. Going from 1:30 to 2:48, we could add 60 minutes. That would take us from 1:30 to 2:30. Then to go from 2:30 to 2:48, we're going to need 18 minutes. So we're going to have 60 minutes plus 18 minutes, which is going to be 78 minutes in total. Now, because we're giving our answer in miles per hour, we're going to need our distance in miles, which it already is. We're also going to need our time in hours. How are we going to convert 78 into hours? There are 60 minutes in 1 hour, so we're going to do 78 divided by 60, which is going to give us 1.3. Let me just check that. 78 divided by 60. Yep, we're going to get 1.3, so we have 1.3 hours as our time. Final step, guys, to work out our speed, we're going to do our distance, 65, divided by our hours, which is 1.3. That's going to give us 50. Let me just check. 65 divided by 1.3. Yep, we are going to get 50 miles per hour as our answer to that one. So, guys, there was quite a lot of working out in that one. Lots of different conversions and that kind of thing to ultimately get our answer in miles per hour. Quite a few people are asking how I did that in my head right there. When you do loads and loads of these, and when you do loads and loads of maths for a long time, you kind of work the things out automatically. But 65 divided by 1.3 would be 50, because 0.1 of 50 would be 5, and 3 of those would be 15. So 65 divided by 1.5 is 50. But yeah, that's really not important, guys. Make sure you use your calculators. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 7. We have 7, A, B, and C on the screen. 3 marks up for grabs. Lil says, is foundation still at 6 p.m. tonight? Actually, Lils, I had to have a little bit of a change of plan with the live streams today. So we're actually not doing a foundation session today. But tomorrow we will be doing a foundation paper, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So tomorrow the plan is definitely higher 3 p.m. till 5 p.m., foundation 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. I did have to have a little bit of a change of plans today because kind of my plans changed. So I had to change the time of the lives and stuff. So yeah, no foundation live today, just this higher one. Tomorrow I'll be doing the foundation paper and the higher paper. Question 7a, guys. This one says, write 32,460,000 in standard form. You could do this on your calculator, guys, but not a lot of people know how to do that. How would we write this in standard form? What's it going to be? To write a number in standard form, we need to write it as a number between 1 and 10 times by 10 to a power. To find the number between 1 and 10, we take our first number, have that in front of the decimal point, and then write our other non-zero numbers, so the 2, 4, 6 after it. Now, to work out our power for our 10, what's it going to be? We need to check how many places we moved our decimal point, going from this to 3.246. It started off here, we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. So our power there is going to be 7, giving us, guys, our answer of 3.246 times by 10 to the power of 7. Guys, superb work if you got that one. A little bit of classic standard form there. What about this one, 7b? Write 4.96 times by 10 to the power of -3 as an ordinary number. Guys, to be honest with you, I would recommend just doing this one on the calculator. You can whip your calculator out and just type in 4.96 times by 10 to the power of -3. You can turn it into a decimal, and when you do so, you get 0.00496. A couple of other ways to think about this. Because the power is negative, you're going to have a really small number. Because it's a -3, you're going to have 3 zeros in your answer. But really, guys, in your calculator papers, I would just use a calculator for that. Question number 7c. Let's have a look at this one, guys. Let's have a look. Is asthma correct or not? Smoky Clip says, typed it in and a decimal didn't come up, but a fraction did. In that case, mate, you could just do the convert button. So if you have this calculator here, you could click the format button at the bottom and then change it that way. If you have one of the older calculators, there's also a conversion button. Connor says, nope. Because B power is higher. Connor, my friend, you are exactly right with that answer. The question says that asthma was asked to compare the following two numbers. A, which is equal to 6.212 times by 10 to the 8, and B, which is equal to 4.73 times 10 to the 9. She says that 6.212 is bigger than 4.73, so A must be bigger than B. Is asthma correct? You must give a reason for your answer. In this case, guys, asthma isn't correct. Why? Because 10 to the power of 9 is bigger than 10 to the power of 8, and that overweighs it in this case. So 10 to the power of 9 is bigger than 10 to the power of 8, so the overall value of B is going to be higher than A, even though the number between 1 and 10 was higher in the case of B. Nicely done, Paradise Flower. Good to have you on again today. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 8. Here we have a solid 4 marks up for grabs here, guys. I think you're pretty likely to get a question like this on Monday. Let's have a look. Eris says there's not been any sine rule or cosine rule yet. So those are pretty likely to come up. Yep, I'm going to completely agree with that. I'm going to completely agree. And there is a very good sine rule, cosine rule question in this paper, a 5 marker towards the back end. I think it is 5 marks. So it'll be great to get some practice in there. Hello, NJ over on the YouTube. Good to have you on, mate. To anybody who's watching on the TikTok who has any specific questions or anything, feel free to join on the YouTube if you want to. I look at that chat a little bit more just because it's in a more convenient place for me. Yeah, if you have any specific questions, I'm a lot more likely to see it over on the channel. NJ said, my teacher said cosine rule and sine rule are the most likely to come up as well. Yep, I'm going to agree with that. Completely agree with that. Anna MCF said, do you do further maths? I do further maths, but I don't do it on social media. Question number 8, guys. Let's have a look. Drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. Couple of different ways to think about this. Well, a bunch of different ways to think about this. Quite a few people think the answer might be 45. Olumaid says 45. Ollie says 45. Naya's ready. Chloe's ready. Emma Kelly said, I'm not sure about this one. Well, pay close attention because this is a pretty good question. I think you're quite likely to get one like this. Not exactly like this, but kind of using similar topics. Question number 8 says, the diagram shows a regular pentagon and a parallelogram. We're asked to work out the size of the angle marked X, which is going to be this one here. When we look at this, guys, we can see that to work out the size of X, we could do the overall angle or interior angle of the parallelogram, subtract this angle here. So they're the two that we're going to work out. First off, how can we work out this angle here? Two ways to think about this. One way is that because these two lines are parallel, this is essentially a co-interior angle with this angle here. We know that co-interior angles add up to 180, so we could do 180 minus 117, and we would get 63 as that angle there. Most people, though, are going to think about this slightly differently. What would be the other way? We also know that in parallelograms, all of the angles add up to 360 degrees, and opposite angles are the same. So we could say that this angle here is equal to 117, and then we could do 360 minus 117 minus 117, and that would give us these two angles added together. 360 minus 117 minus 117, guys, that is going to be 126. Because those two other angles are the same, we can now divide that by 2. 126 divided by 2, and that, guys, is going to give us 63 for these two angles. Now we're going to go ahead and work out the size of the overall interior angle of our pentagon. Then we can subtract our 63. There's a couple of different ways to do this, guys. One of them is going to be to use the fact that the sum of the interior angles in a regular shape is equal to n minus 2 times by 180, where n is the number of sides. So in this case, the sum of all of the angles in our parallelogram would be 5, the number of sides, subtract 2 times by 180. 5 take 2 is 3. 3 times 180, that is going to be 540, guys. So we know that all of the angles in the pentagon add up to 540. We also know that there are 5 of the angles, and they're all going to be the same size. So to find the size of one of the interior angles, we can do 540 divided by 5, the number of angles, and that is going to be 108. Let me just check that. Yep, beautiful. So we now know that this overall angle here is 108. Final step, guys, finding the size of X. We're going to do that overall angle, 108. Subtract that 63. 108 take 63, guys. It's going to give us 45 as our angle X. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. Pretty tricky question there again. Pretty tricky question. Our answer, X equals 45. The other way to do this, guys, when it comes to working out those interior angles, is you could have done 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 5. So 360 over 5, which would be 72. And that would give us the exterior angle. And then you could have done 180 minus 72 to get that 108. So two different ways to find that 108 there. We could have either done it using this formula or using this formula. This one's a little bit quicker, but this one's more versatile, which is why I spent a bit more time on that one. Guys, that was a 4-mark question. Pretty tricky one there. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 10. We have parts A and B here. 3 marks up for grabs for 10A and 1 mark up for grabs for part B. Nice to see a few more over of us on the YouTube, guys. If you're watching on the TikTok now, 360 of us, please consider coming over to the channel. Over there, it's kind of a landscape format as opposed to vertical, so everything's a little bit bigger. All of the recordings are also uploaded to the YouTube channel. And yeah, you just have to go into the live tab to find them. And if you do come over from the TikTok to the channel, make sure you let me know in the chat so we can welcome you to the YouTube community. Question number 10, guys. Parts A and B here. I'm going to give you another minute or so, and then we're going to go through both of these. So if you've already done 10A, make sure you have a look at 10B. Amorfa Duaruni says, I just came from the TikTok. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you over on the YouTube. Did anybody else just come over? I think the numbers just spiked a bit. My goal, to be honest, is to get a lot of people over from the TikTok to the channel. Okay, 3 people, that is. So Sarah Berry just came over, and just came over as well. Awesome, guys. If you're interested in it, guys, come over. Also, if you want to watch it horizontally on your phone, it's better over there. I'm also looking mainly at the channel chat. Lily Bell just said the same thing. I came over from the TikTok. Thanks for this live. Hey, you're very welcome. Switch said same. Niall Kirkpatrick just said, just joined it, mate, from the TikTok. Awesome. Welcome to the community. Hey, good to have you. Good to have you. Guys, question 10, drop ready in the chat when you are ready. Let's see if anybody else comes over. KTO Kefi said, I just came from the TikTok. Laxmi Thapa said, I just came from the TikTok. Saeed says, I just joined from the TikTok. Guys, come on, come on. A lot of people coming over. Everybody who comes over will get a shout out. Macaco said, just came over. Macmaco, I mean, sorry, not Macaco. Emma's ready. Guys, consider coming over. Wow, a lot of people just came over. 70 people. I reckon tomorrow we're going to push the channel big time. Guys, question 10A, let's have a look at this one. Pay close attention. Let's see, let's see, let's see. This one says solve 9 plus x over 7 equals 11 minus x. Couple of tricky things in here, guys. First of all, we don't like the fact we have x's on both sides. Second of all, we don't like the fact that we have this fraction here. Step number 1, we're going to multiply both sides of this equation by 7 to get rid of the 7 on the bottom of the fraction. On the left-hand side, we're going to have 9 plus x, and on the right-hand side, we're going to have to times both of our terms by 7. 11 by 7 is going to be 77 minus 7x. Next step, guys, let's move that minus 7x over to the left-hand side. To do that, we're going to add 7x, to both sides. We're going to get on the left-hand side 9 plus 8x. On the right-hand side equals 77. Next step, guys, we're going to subtract 9 from both sides to get that 8x on its own. We're going to have 8x equals 68. Now we're going to divide both sides by 8, guys. That's going to be 8.5. Let me just check that. 68 divided by 8. Yep, beautiful. 8.5, guys. That is our answer. Even though it's tricky, guys, that is a very textbook question. Questions like that are super, super common. Quadri Grace just came over from the TikTok as well. Math Aswali came from the TikTok. Chloe came from the TikTok. Chinese Writing, or I think it's Chinese, says, I'm here from the TikTok. Hey, awesome, guys. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're up to 70 of us. Come on. Guys, question 10B. Drop your answer in the chat for this one. What's it gonna be? Kiyomi, that's it. Nice. Kiyomi came from the TikTok. That's a nice name. Sapphire's ready. A couple of people say 4y plus 12 for this one. You guys are absolutely right. Question 10B, what's it gonna be? This one says simplify 4 times by y plus 3 cubed over y plus 3 squared. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to write this out as 4 times by y plus 3 times by y plus 3 times by y plus 3, because at the end of the day, y plus 3 cubed is y plus 3 times by itself twice. And on the bottom, we're going to have y plus 3 times by y plus 3. Next step, guys, we're going to divide the top and the bottom by any common factors. We have 2 common factors of y plus 3, so we're going to be left with 4 times by y plus 3. You would actually get all of the marks for that, but you could also simplify further. 4y plus 12, if we expand out those brackets, 4 times y is 4y, 4 times by 3 is 12. Guys, if you got that one, superb job. 5 seconds to screenshot this whole page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to move on to question number 11. We have 3 marks up for grabs here. Quite a lot of information to break down. Guys, definitely give this one a go. Another very important question. Another very important question. Bernie Dharma just came from the TikTok. Awesome. Fast says, I came from the TikTok. Good to have you on. Quite a few people just came over. Anybody else who wants to come over, guys, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that, and make sure that you drop in the chat. We're now up to 75 of us over on the channel, guys. If we keep pushing it, guys, we could actually we could make a record today. The record at the moment is 146 on the day before paper 2. Khalid came from the TikTok. Mandeep Kaur just came from the TikTok. Unfortunately, Charlie, that's not gonna happen. Guys, question 11. GF said, yo, what's up, man? How's it going? Question number 11. What's it gonna be? Teddy Bear says 0.014. Eric says, didn't we get to like 200 the day before paper 2? I think it was 146, I think. And McKelly says 0.1709. So does Light, so does Char Neil over on the channel. So does Shadow. Guys, let's have a look at question number 11. It says the probability tree diagram shows the probabilities that Bishmar will be late for work on 2 days next week, Monday, Tuesday, and we have all of our probabilities. It says calculate the probability that Bishmar will be late on exactly one of the 2 days. What are the different ways that Bishmar can be late on exactly one of the 2 days, guys? Well, either he can be late and then not late, so we're going to find the probability of late and then not late, or he can be not late the first time and then late the second time. So as long as we go down different paths, there's 2 different options for how we can be late on exactly one of the 2 days. How do we find the probability of being late and then not late? We multiply those 2 probabilities together. So we have 0.07 times by 0.98. And then the probability of not late and then late is going to be not late. Let's do that. So not late and then late. We're going to have 0.93 times by 0.11. Guys, we're going to bring that into our calculator. 0.07 times 0.98 plus 0.93 times 0.11. We bring that into our calculator, guys, and when we do so as a decimal, we get 0.1709 as our answer. Guys, absolutely superb job. If you got that one, some pretty tricky probability there. What we did was, because we had 2 different options, we added the probabilities together and then finding the probabilities of those individual options. Because we had to be late and then not late, late and then not late, we multiplied those probabilities. And the same with the not late and late, because we had to be not late and then late, we multiplied those probabilities again. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 12. Guys, even if you don't have the paper printed out, I would definitely recommend giving this one a go, thinking about how you would draw the box plot. At least do it in your mind. It's very good practice, this one. And questions like this are actually pretty common, to be honest. Pretty common. Amir says, damn. Hey, Freemo, thanks for bringing the good energy. Charlotte 26 is on there. Important 45 said, let's draw the box plot in the chat. Hey, good luck with that. You're gonna have some you're gonna require some creativity to do that. You could find some way to do it though. I've just thought of a way to do it. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. I know quite a few people are going to be skipping this one. So if you want me to just go through it, let me know now in the chat. Thank you, D4. Thank you, Caitlin Karen. Lily says, what's the box plot? Well, you've joined at the perfect time because I will explain it. I will explain it. Important 45 ready, ends ready. Guys, let's have a look at question number 12. This one says, the stem and leaf diagram shows the information about the heights in centimeters of 23 sunflowers. We're asked on the grid to draw a box plot for this information. A box plot, guys, is going to have 5 key points on it. It's going to have our lower value, our lower quartile, our median, our upper quartile, and our highest value. First of all, let's find our lowest value and our highest value. Well, we know that 173 represents 173. Our lowest value is going to be this value over here. Our highest value is going to be this value over here. 17 and then a 3, guys, as we just mentioned, is going to be 173. So our low value is going to be 173. What about the upper value? The highest value, guys, is going to be this one, 2, 1, and then a 9. So we're going to have 219. Now, what about our median, guys? We know that our median is the one which is in the middle when we line all of our values up from smallest to largest. One thing we could do is we could cross off values from the top and the bottom until we get to our middle value. But a little bit of a more strategic way is going to be to identify which number value is going to be our median. How do we do that? We can see that we have 23 sunflowers in total. To find our median, we're going to do 23, our number of sunflowers, plus 1, which is going to be 24. And then we're going to divide that by 2. It's going to be 12. So that tells us, divide by 2 is going to be 12 is what I meant to write. What that tells us, guys, is that it's going to be our 12th value, which is the median. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our 12th value. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. So our 12th value, guys, is going to be this one, 197. That is our median. So our median is going to be 197. Now, what about, guys, in the case of our upper quartile and our lower quartile? Sorry, I was just reading the chat for a second there. Hopefully the quality is okay for everybody. I'll check after we finish this question. So yeah, finding our lower quartile and our upper quartile. Guys, our median is the number which is in the middle. Our lower quartile is the value which is a quarter of the way along the values, and our upper quartile is the value which is 3/4 of the way through our values. So instead of doing 24 divided by 2, which found halfway, we're going to do 24 divided by 4 to find a quarter of the way through, which is 6. So our 6th value is going to be our lower quartile, and our upper quartile is going to be 3/4 of the way through. So 24 times by 3 over 4, which is going to be 18. So our 18th value is our upper quartile. So identifying our 6th value, 1, 2, 3. Let's not do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be 188 there. What about our 18th value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We can see that it's at 209 there. So we now know that our lower quartile is going to be equal to 188. Our upper quartile is going to be equal to 209. Now, guys, we're going to draw a vertical line above each of those values on our diagram. So our lower values are going to be 173, so it's going to be 3 boxes above that 170. Our lower quartile is going to be 188, which is going to be there. Our median is going to be 197, which is going to be there. Our upper quartile is going to be 209, which is going to be there. And our upper value is going to be 219, which, guys, is going to be there. Now, how do we draw our box plot, guys? We're going to draw a straight line from the middle of our furthest left to the next one, and a straight line from the middle of the furthest right to the next one. Then we're going to draw our box in the middle by joining those top 3 points and the bottom 3 points. And there, guys, we are going to get our perfect box plot. A couple of people always ask whether you have to fill all of the space there and go all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. The answer to that, guys, is no, you definitely don't. You can just go kind of half the way or something like that. As long as your lower value, lower quartile, median, upper quartile, and highest value are in the right spots, then you're going to be all good. Let's have a look. Any questions, guys? Oppo says, "Sir, why do you add 1 to the 23 near the start?" To be honest, the reason why is not too important. So I would recommend just remembering that. The logic is basically, let's say that you had 3 values, for example, 1, 5, 7, and you wanted to identify which value here was the median. You would do the number of values 3 plus 1, which gives you 4, then 4 divided by 2, which tells you 2, telling you the second value is the median. So if you just did 3 divided by 2, you would end up with 1.5, which doesn't really make sense. You can see pretty clearly when there's only 3 numbers that it would be that middle one. What if, for example, there were 5 numbers? What if it was 1, 2, 6, 8, and 14? Total number of numbers is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 finds halfway, which is 3. And we can see that the median would be the third value. And like I say again, it's a lot easier to kind of see the logic when there's only a small number of numbers. We can see pretty clearly that the third value out of 5 would be our median. Hopefully that one makes sense, guys. 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 13. Here we have a 4-marker, guys. I would say this is up there with the hardest questions so far today. Let's see. Great question. Mindugas Androjakos says, sorry, I absolutely butchered your name there, I'm sure. Says, would you ever -1? Nope, you would always +1. Oppo said, cheers, that makes sense now. Thank you. Hey, you're very welcome, mate. Important 45 said, your box plot is crazy. I don't know if you're talking to me, but hopefully it was clear enough. Definitely it was lined up right, at least. Nice to see 69 of us over on the YouTube. Guys, this is a good one today. If anybody is considering coming over from the TikTok to the YouTube, guys, absolutely make sure that you let me know when you join so we can welcome you to the community. Paradise Flower says, is this density? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, guys, in this question, we're going to be using the formula density equals mass divided by volume, which we can rearrange. We're working out mass. So we would times both sides by V. Density times by volume equals mass. I'm going to give you guys a few more moments for this one. Alex Solsky says, can you welcome me to the community? Hey, welcome, welcome, my friend. If you just came over from the TikTok, welcome, welcome. Large Inus says, just came from the TikTok. Welcome, mate, welcome. Aisha says hi. I think you might have come over as well. Hello, Aisha. Good to have you on again today. M said, just joined from the TikTok live too. Hey, welcome, welcome. M, good to have you. Low key. That's quite cool, Cactus. That's quite cool. It's a bit spooky for me, but he said, I always watch YouTube on my TV. Cool. Imagine this live stream being on a TV. That's a little bit of a crazy thought. Somebody saying final push, guys. We can do it. Yep, guys. I want to say I know a lot of you today. I know a lot of you are going to be feeling very, very burnt out at the moment. Very burnt out. We've just come out of half term and then had another week of exams. Another week of difficult exams, to be honest, by the sounds of it. So a lot of you guys are going to be lacking motivation. A lot of you are going to be feeling burnt out. I'm going to speak a little bit more about this tomorrow. But guys, we are now on the final push. It's about using the discipline now to get over the line, not motivation. I can tell you guys, or I know it's very likely that very few of you are motivated right now. Very few of you. You're all just thinking, let me get this paper out the way. Let me never do maths again. This, guys, is where we switch to discipline and we get it done because this is what we've been working towards. We don't get it done because we're super motivated, ready to, dance around. Oh, let's do some maths. Nobody is going to be feeling that way right now, or very few people at least. Now, guys, it's about being professionals. It's about getting the job done for Monday. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. Can you guys tell me on the YouTube as well right now? How's the quality? Are we running at a decent quality right now? Because my feed has dropped a bit, but I think that could just be because I have it down to a low quality setting. Oppo said it's good. Macaco said good. M said good. Okay, guys, let's have a look. Sean Neal said, can you shout out my mum, Stacy? Shout out, Stacy. Guys, question 13. Let's have a look at this one. This one says that liquid A and liquid B are mixed together in the ratio 2 to 13 by volume to make liquid C. We're told then the density of liquids A and B. We're then told that a cylindrical container is filled completely with liquid C. The cylinder has a radius of 3 and a height of 25. Straight away, guys, it's pretty clear. We're going to have to work out the volume of that cylinder. Work out the mass of the liquid in the container. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. You must show all your working, guys. Step number 1, let's work out the total volume. Step number 2, let's share that in the ratio 2 to 13 to work out how much of liquid A and how much of liquid B. Step number 3, guys, let's multiply by the densities to get our masses. Let's get it done. First off, working out the volume of our cylinder. This cylinder, guys, not the best cylinder in the world, but we see that it has a height of 25 and a radius of 3. How do we work out the volume of a cylinder, guys? We use the fact that the volume is equal to the area of the end face, which is pi r squared for a circle, times by the height. So we're going to do pi r squared times by height. In this case, we have a radius of 3, so we have pi times by 3 squared times by our height of 25. That, guys, is going to be, let me do that on the calculator actually, 9 times 25. No need to make silly mistakes. We get 225 pi. So now we have the volume of our cylinder, guys. What's next is we want to share it between liquid A and liquid B. We know that it's shared in the ratio 2 to 13. We're going to start off by finding the total number of parts in the ratio. 2 plus 13 is 15, so there's 15 parts in the ratio. Then we're going to divide our total volume by the number of parts to work out the volume for each part. 225 pi divided by 15 is going to be 15 pi. Let me just check that. Yeah, beautiful. So we get 15 pi. So one part of our ratio is equal to 15 pi. We know that liquid A is 2 parts of our ratio. So for liquid A, we're going to do 2 times by 15 pi, which is going to be 30 pi. And for liquid B, we have 13 parts in our ratio for liquid B. So we're going to do 13 times by 15 pi, which, guys, is going to be 195 pi. Let me check that. 13 times 15. Yeah, beautiful. 195 pi. Guys, where do we go from there? Well, we need to work out our total mass. And we said at the start that our mass is equal to density times by volume. We have the volumes of liquid A and B. We have the densities of liquid A and B. So the final thing to do is to find our total value of our mass. We're going to firstly find the mass of liquid A. So that's going to be the density of 1.21 times by the volume of 30 pi. We're going to add to that the mass of liquid B has a density of 1.02 times by a volume of 195 pi. Guys, we can now bring this into the calculator. We're going to do 1.21 times by 30 pi, close brackets, plus, open brackets, 1.02 times by 195 times by pi. Guys, when we bring that into the calculator and convert it into a decimal, we get 738.902, etc. In this question, guys, we're asked to give our final answer to 3 significant figures. Our third significant figure is the 8, so we look at the next one, the 4th. It's a 9, so we're going to round up. That 8's going to turn into a 9, and we get 739 as our answer. Guys, I got to say, we moved pretty quick in that one. Hopefully that made sense. Let's have a look, guys. Any questions in the chat, let me know now. Law J. Nuss said, can you do predicted papers, bro? I'm not going to be doing predicted papers or predicted topics. But, guys, I can recommend First Class Maths and Hanaketto Maths. And, yeah, they seem to be doing pretty good stuff. And Muller said, will loci possibly come up for paper 3H? Definitely possible. Ah, Oppo says, sir, stop saying that name, you're getting baited. Which name? Oh. Oh, I just caught that. Yeah. Okay, What's LJN? LJN. Oh, that's too funny. Too funny. Hats off. You know, you got me. You got me. Nobody seemed to notice on the TikTok. Maybe you did. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 14. A little bit of a funky one here, guys. 4 marks up for grabs. Again, a lot of 4 markers in this paper. Let's have a look. Nice to see a lot of people over on the YouTube today. We have 72 of us at the moment. Guys, if you're watching on the TikTok, please consider coming over to the channel. All the lives are recorded and uploaded over there. We have 72 people watching on the YouTube, 246 of us on the channel. The chat's all recorded on the TikTok and on the YouTube and everything. So yeah, that's cool over there. Yeah, guys, what I would say is predicted papers are pretty useful for paper 3. Predicted papers are pretty useful for paper 3. Caitlin Karen said, I have to go, but I might be back later. Hey, no worries at all. Guys, please keep the politics out of the chat. It's not because I don't support anything or whatever. It's just because it's not the place for politics. Because different people have different beliefs and everything. Hey, thank you very much, Amorfa. That's nice. Thank you very much, lovelies. That's good to hear. Guys, looking at the chat, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to go through question number 14. Let's see. Couple of people asking whether Maths Genie is good. I think you mean for predicted papers. To be honest, I don't know too much about the Maths Genie ones. I don't know too much about any of them, apart from the fact that it's quite hard to make a bad predicted papers. Like, all of these companies have teams. I know Hannah Kettle does a good job. I know First Class Maths does a good job. I can't speak about Maths Genie and Physics and Math Tutor and stuff, but as far as I'm aware, guys, it can't be that hard to make predicted papers for paper 3, because all you literally do is take the topics that normally come up, take out the topics from paper 1 and paper 2, then you have your predicted paper. So that's why predicted papers for paper 3 are pretty good. I should imagine that the Maths Genie ones and the PMT ones are pretty good. Maisha Begum said, I have come from the TikTok. Hey, welcome, Maisha. Good to have you on the channel. Guys, let's have a look at question number 14 then. This one says, a group of people went to a restaurant. Each person chose 1 starter and 1 main course. The number of people who chose soup to the number of people who chose prawns is 2 to 3. Of those who chose soup, the ratio of people who chose lasagna to curry is 5 to 3. And of those who chose prawns, the ratio of lasagna to curry is 1 to 5. We're asked what fraction of overall people chose curry. What are we going to do, guys? Well, we're going to start off by working out the fraction of people who chose soup and the fraction of people who chose prawns. We can see that the ratio of soup to prawns is 2 to 3. There are 5 parts in total. 2 of them go to soup and 3 of them go to prawns. So we can say that 2/5 chose soup and 3/5 chose prawns. Where do we go from there? Well, of those who chose soup, the ratio who chose lasagna to curry was 5 to 3. So what fraction of those chose curry? Well, 8 parts in total, because 5 plus 3 is 8. 3 of them chose curry, so 3 over 8, 3/8 chose curry. So the overall fraction of people who chose soup and curry then is going to be the 2/5 who chose soup times by the 3/8 who chose curry after choosing soup. What about, guys, in the case of the people who chose prawns and then curry? Well, for the people who chose prawns and then curry, we have 3/5 of people who chose prawns. The ratio of those, for those who chose prawns, of lasagna to curry is 1 to 5. 6 parts in this ratio, 5 parts curry, so 5/6 of those people chose curry. So 5/6 of those 3/5 chose curry. So, guys, we can find these fractions, and in fact, because we have a calculator, all that I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, And because we have both of those groups in the group of people who chose curry, we're simply going to do this. We're going to do our soup and curry plus our prawns and curry. We bring that into the calculator, guys. We do 2 over... Oh, that wasn't right. We do 2 over 5 times by 3 over 8 plus fraction 3 over 5 times by 5 over 6. We bring that into the calculator, guys, and when we do so, we get 13 over 20 as our answer. 13 over 20 as our answer to that one. If you got that one, nicely done. Great job, Maisha, on the channel. Great job, Shadow. Great job, Favi. Okay, nice. Ooh, few people saying that my voice is bugging out. Amofa said my voice is cutting. Guys, let me know. Is my voice good now? And how's it? And can people please let me know on the TikTok as well? Is the connection all good? Important 45 says it's fine. Lejam said connection's good. Teddy Bear said good. Maisha said it's fine now. Favi said it never cracked. Okay, superb, superb. Good, good, good. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 15 and 16. By the way, guys, in general, how is the audio quality today? Can you hear me clearly? I know what you mean, LJN, about me it's sounding like I'm spamming the mute button. I have some software in the background which noise cancels in the back. Important 45 said, yep, you're clear. Eris says it's great. Oppo said audio is fine. Love Heart said very, very good. Thank you very much. Arts and Journal said good on TikTok. Umama said perfect. And Movs says clear. Thank you guys if you replied to that one. I appreciate that a lot. There is actually not going to be a Foundation Live today. Next Foundation Live is going to be tomorrow. So I'm going to be live today, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Sorry, not today, tomorrow. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. higher tier and 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. for Foundation. I know I did say yesterday that I might do a couple of lives today. Unfortunately, I ran out of time, and the requests were higher for the Foundation. Sorry, for the higher, which is why I went for this one. Guys, you can tell I'm a little bit tired today. I'm tripping over my words a bit. Dip says, okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Awesome. It'll be good to have you back, Dip. To anybody who wanted to do the Foundation paper 6 till 8, you could consider watching one of the live recordings from the last few days or from the week before that. Any paper 2 live recordings are also just as useful as the paper 3 ones. Guys, question 15. I know that a lot of you guys are going to hate this one. Let's have a look. I'm going to try and make this clear for you guys. And please let me know in the chat after this question if it didn't make sense, but it made sense after I went through it. Because this is a great question to make progress on. Again, I think it's a pretty likely topic to come up in our next paper. Guys, question 15, what's it going to be? This one says, prove algebraically that the sum of the squares of any 2 consecutive even numbers is always a multiple of 4. The sum of the squares of 2 consecutive even numbers. Loads going on here. First off, guys, how do we write an even number algebraically? Well, the fundamental property of an even number is that it has a factor of 2. So we can write a generic even number as 2n because that has a factor of 2. What about the next even number? Well, the next even number is going to be 2 greater than this even number. For example, 8 is 2 greater than 6. 10 is 2 greater than 8. So our next even number is going to be 2n plus 2. That is the next even number after 2n. We need to prove that the sum, so we're going to add these together, of the squares, so we're going to square both of these, is a multiple of 4. Whenever it comes to showing that one thing is a multiple of another thing, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to fully simplify it, and then we're going to factorize, pulling out the multiple. So step number 1, we're going to simplify this expression. 2n squared is 2n times by 2n. That's going to be 4n squared. 2n plus 2 squared is 2n plus 2 times by 2n plus 2. 2n plus 2 times by 2n plus 2 is going to be 4n squared plus 4n plus 4n plus 4. We bring together the 4n and the 4n, so we have 4n squared plus 8n plus 4. Next step, guys, let's combine our like terms, or collect our like terms, I should say. 4n squared plus 4n squared is going to be 8n squared. We have 8n squared plus 8n plus 4. Final step, guys, to show that this is a multiple of 4, what we're going to do is we're going to factorize this, pulling out a factor of 4. We bring the 4 outside the brackets. We're going to have 2n squared plus 2n plus 1 inside those brackets. Now, guys, because we've shown that it has a factor of 4, we have successfully shown that this must be a multiple of 4. Guys, talk to me in the chat. That was a pretty difficult question. If you're completely confused after that, do not let it stress you out, guys. That is a really difficult question. However, if it does make sense now, let me know in the chat, because I want to see if this helped many people going through this question. Most people are saying they're still confused for this one, to be honest. Which, guys, to be fair, it's a super difficult question. Molly said yes. Couple of people are saying, Maisha said, I made a silly mistake, but it makes sense now. Most people are saying that it still doesn't make sense. Guys, to be honest, I'm not going to go through that one again. Only because I know that even if I explain it again, it's probably not going to help too much, just because there's not too many different ways to explain this one. What I will say is that if you do want to hear the explanation again, the recording will be on the channel, so you could have a look over there. A couple of people are asking what you would do for 2 consecutive odd numbers. One general odd number would be 2n plus 1, because it's 1 greater than an even number. You could also do 2n minus 1. The next odd number then is going to be 2n plus 3, which is 2 greater than 2n plus 1. Guys, question 16, this is a pretty good one. 3 marks up for grabs here. Let me check how many questions we have left. Okay, there's actually not too many questions left. Yeah, actually, not many questions left at all. We're making some good time today, guys. We're making some good time today. Question 16. Let me zoom in a little bit further for you all. I45 said, I'm getting x equals 7.5. It does say find the negative value of x when y is equal to 8 over 9. I'm not sure if that changes your answer. MJ says, hey, hello, MJ, good to have you. Paradise says, finally, something I know. Yeah, this is definitely a more standard question compared to the last few we've had. Guys, there's some very difficult questions in this paper. Guys, out of interest, when I go silent, can you hear the music playing in the background? You shouldn't be able to, but... Can you hear the music? Okay, thank you. Ray Ray says no. Love Heart says no. Dabloon says nope. Important 45 says nope. Anthony says nope. Guys, thank you very much for replying for that. Nadia says I can hear it a little bit. Okay, most people are saying they can't. And on my end, the mic input thing doesn't have any lines, so hopefully you can't hear it. Question 16. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. Pretty tricky question here. They've thrown a little bit of topspin in there when it says find the negative value. Dean Ali said yes, but it's faint. Maybe I'll turn it down one little click. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. User 8727 is ready. Quite a few people dropping... Maisha says, only when I turn up the volume, but it's faint even then. I just want to make sure it's not in the recording because copyright and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'll turn it down one more click. Okay, question 16, guys. Let's have a look at this one. The question says that y is inversely proportional to the square of x. Y equals 8 when x equals 2.5. Find the negative value of x when y is equal to 8 over 9. Guys, whenever we have one of these inverse proportion questions, we're going to start off by setting up our equation y is equal to k over whatever it's inversely proportional to. In this case, it's inversely proportional to the square of x, so we're going to have x squared on the bottom. The next step is going to be to substitute in the two values of our variables that we know in order to find the value of k. So we're going to start off by substituting in y equals 8. So we have 8 equals k over x squared, so 2.5 squared. Then to find the value of k, we're going to times both sides by 2.5 squared. We're going to have 8 times 2.5 squared equals k. What's it going to be, guys? 8 times 2.5 squared. That is going to give us 50. So we get k equals 50. Now we've done the first half of this question. We know that k is equal to 50. So we can say that y is equal to 50 over x squared. Where do we go from there? Well, we need to find the value of x when y is equal to 8 over 9. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to substitute y equals 8 over 9 into our expression, and then we're going to rearrange this to find x squared. We're going to have 8 over 9 equals 50 over x squared. A couple of different ways to do this, guys. I'm going to start off by timesing both sides by x squared. So we have x squared times 8 over 9 equals 50. Then we can divide both sides by 8 over 9. X squared equals 50 divided by 8 over 9. We can bring that into the calculator to simplify a bit. 50 divided by 8 over 9. Let's see what we come out with. We come out with x squared equals 56.25. Now finding the value of x, guys, we're going to square root both sides. We're going to have x equals the square root of 56.25. And we're going to get 7.5. We're going to get 7.5. However, we're then going to have a quick look back at our question, and we're going to see that in our question, we're asked to find the negative value of x. Now, how can we have a negative value of x? In this case, we're going to recognize that when we square root a number, we actually have the positive and the negative version of the roots. For example, when it comes to finding the square root of 36, we could have 6, or we could have negative 6. Why? Because negative 6 times by negative 6 gives us positive 36. So, much the same when we find the square root of 56.25, we could have positive 7.5 or negative. In this case, the question asks us for the negative version of the answer. So, our answer is going to be x equals minus 7.5. And I'm going to highlight that in yellow because there is a lot of writing there. Guys, let's have a look. What's it going to be? Quite a few people dropping an answer in the chat. Cold Palmer got it. Nicely done. Yasmina Bailey says minus 7.5. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. Dixon Sider, you're very welcome. Oh. Whoops. Couple of people asking where the 36 came from. I just did that as an example to show that. So yeah, that's just an example to show that we have the positive and the negative version. Okay, guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 17. This one, guys, is absolutely brutal as a 4 marker. Absolutely brutal. I would put this up there with the hardest type of GCSE maths questions. So even if I explain this one and it doesn't make sense, don't let that stress you out. Shadow Play says, got to go now, Matt, but I'll be back tomorrow. Awesome, mate, is higher from 3 till 5. Yep, higher tomorrow, 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. Club Dev says, oh no, yep, that was a rookie mistake. Guys, the revision that you guys need to do is for your maths exams. The revision I need to do is learning all of the different ways people can try and trick me with their names. So far I think I've had 3 moments. 2 of them were today. Where I've said some outrageous things. This one's tricky, guys. This one's tricky. To be honest, even if you're going for a grade 9, and you don't understand this when I go through it, I wouldn't be too stressed out because this is a really funky one. To be honest, actually, grade 9 students, you should understand it when I go through it. But if you don't get the question right in the first place, don't let it stress you out. It's a bit of a weird one. Maisha said, is taking German for A-level useful, by the way? definitely, definitely, I would recommend language A levels. If you don't have if you kind of have a third space which you're trying to fill and you quite like languages, absolutely superb. Most A levels you don't end up using in your life, but the extra bonus skill of speaking another language, even if people say, oh, you're British, so and everyone speaks English, so you don't need to learn another language, there's still a lot of benefits to learning another language. A lot of benefits. Guys, question 17. Let's have a look at this one. Question 17. Here is the graph of y equals x squared minus 3. Okay. Then we're asked to use the graph to find estimates for the solutions to the question x squared minus 2x minus 2 equals 0. Guys, what are we going to do? Because we haven't been given the same graph down here or equation down here as for the graph. What we're going to do is we're going to manipulate this equation to get x squared minus 3 on the left-hand side. Then we're going to have x squared minus 3 equals something. We're going to plot the graph for this thing, and then we're going to see where they cross. It's going to be 2 points, and they're going to give us our solutions. So, first step. How do we get from x squared minus 2x minus 2 to x squared minus 3? Well, we're going to add 2x to both sides to get rid of that minus 2x. So we're going to plus 2x plus 2x. We're going to get x squared minus 2 equals 2x. Next step. How do we go from having how do we get from having minus 2 to having minus 3? We minus 1. So we're going to minus 1 from both sides. Now we get x squared minus 3 equals 2x minus 1. So solving this equation down here is exactly the same as solving this equation here. We have the graph of x squared minus 3. So if we draw the graph of y equals 2x minus 1 and find where they cross, we're going to get our solutions. Where do we go from there? Sketching 2x minus 1. We're going to have a y-intercept of negative 1, so we can draw that on. Halfway between 0 and negative 2. And then we have a gradient of 2. So we go 1 unit across, 2 units up. Here, guys, we're also going to have to be careful because the scales on our axes are different. The scales on our axes are different. We can see that one big box in the x direction is 1, but one big box in the y direction is 2. We need to make sure we go 1 unit to the right and 2 units up. So we go from 0 across to 1 across, and then we go 2 units up from minus 1 to 1. So we end up there. We do the same, and we get a few points, which we can join with a straight line, which is going to give us a line like so. Final step then, guys, we're going to see where these two lines intersect. One of them is going to be just here. That looks like it's about minus 0.8. One of them is going to be just over here. That looks like it's positive 2.7. Giving us our two solutions, guys, of x equals minus 0.8 and x equals 2.7. Guys, we had a super tricky question there. Minus 0.8 and 2.7. If that one made sense for you, congratulations, because it's a really difficult question. Let's have a quick look at the chat to see what people are saying. MYA says, wait, how did you plot it? I used y equals mx plus c. Gid said that one wasn't too bad. Hey, if you genuinely feel like that, then big congrats. KlebDev said, everyone like up the stream for that algorithm. Come on. Thank you, KlebDev. Star said, I get it now. Hey, Star, that's some sweet, sweet progress. Nicely done. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question number 18. We have a mammoth question here, guys. 5 marks up for grabs. And these are a couple of topics which are very, very likely to come up in paper 3. Pretty much guaranteed, to be honest. You can never say truly guaranteed, but they are pretty much guaranteed. I think I need to move myself over a bit on the YouTube. There we go. Question 18. This one is a bit of a mammoth. Let's see what we can do. I-45 said this one looks pretty nice. Definitely nice one if you know how to do it. L says, are we using cosine rule? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. And in particular, guys, we're going to be using the cosine angle rule at the start of this question. For anybody who hasn't memorized the cosine angle rule, the cosine angle rule tells us that cos A is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. So the cosine angle rule tells us that cos A is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. Libra B said, are you going to do another live before the stream? Definitely. Before the stream, before the exam. Definitely. I'm going to be going live twice tomorrow, guys. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. doing a higher paper and 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. doing a foundation paper. And that, guys, is going to be our final papers together. The end of a very long journey for a lot of us. I know a lot of people have been joining regularly. I'm going to be going live on Monday, though. You know, just to say bye to everybody and check how everybody got on in paper 3. It's going to be the end of a long, old journey. Question 18, guys. Should we have a look? L says the last dance. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be the last dance. Maybe I'll put on a suit or a tuxedo or something. Ha 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 ha. Looking at the chats. It's quite funny if I laugh at something in the chat. You guys have no idea what I'm laughing at, right? So every now and again I see a comment and it makes me laugh. But then I'm thinking, you know what? Well, then I realize you're probably thinking, what's this dude laughing at? Let's have a look, guys. Let's get going with this one. I'll at least give a little bit. The question here says, 18, the diagram shows triangle ABC. We're told that AB is 3.4, AC is 6.2, and BC is 6.1. D is the point on BC such that the angle of DAC, this one here, is 2/5 of the angle of BCA, this one here. Calculate the length of DC, give your answer to 3 significant figures you must show you're working. Step number 1, guys, we have a look at this triangle and we see that to work out the size of BCA, we can actually use the cosine rule. Why can we use the cosine rule? Because in this question, we're given all 3 side lengths and we want to work out an angle. When we're given all 3 side lengths and want to work out an angle, we can use the cosine angle rule. The cosine angle rule tells us that cos A, so A is going to be our angle, is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared. A has to be the side length opposite the angle, and B and C are the other 2 side lengths, over 2BC. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to substitute all of our values into the cosine angle rule. We're going to have cos A, we don't know A, that's what we're trying to work out, is equal to b squared plus c squared, 6.1 squared, plus 6.2 squared, minus a squared, minus 3.4 squared, over 2BC, over 2 times 6.1 times 6.2. Where do we go from there, guys? What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do cos to the minus 1 of this whole thing. So we could either type all of this into our calculator and then do cos to the minus 1 of that to find the value of A, but I'm just going to rewrite it like this. I'm going to move my cos A over. I'm going to move my equals. I'm going to move my cos, and I'm just going to do cos to the minus 1 of all of this. So I'm going to do this in one step, guys, on the calculator. Cos to the minus 1 of all of this stuff. Moving this over a little bit. Give me a couple of moments to type this in. You guys type it in as well. See if you get the same thing. We're going to do cos to the minus 1 fraction 6.1 squared plus 6.2 squared minus 3.4 squared over 2 times 6.1 times 6.2. Close those brackets, and we're going to get that A is equal to 32.08. So we have now found that angle there, and we may as well round it. Let's round it to 32.1 just to make our lives a little bit easier. We'll go 32.1. So this angle here now is 32.1. We're told in the question that the size of angle DAC, this one here, is 2/5 of the angle BCA, this one here. So what we can do now is we can find this angle here by simply doing 2/5, so 2/5, times by our 32.1. 2/5 times by 32.1, guys. We bing that into the calculator, and we're going to get 12.84. So now we have this angle in the bottom left-hand side, guys. We have that this is 12.84. Where can we go from there? Well, we look at this and we see that we want to work out this side length here. We see that we have a non-right angled triangle. Straight away, therefore, thinking of the sine rule and the cosine rule. We're going to be looking firstly for the sine rule because we always check, first of all, by checking whether we can do the sine rule. If we can't, we do the cosine rule. So we look for two pairs of opposites. One of our pairs of opposites is going to be these two. Then we look for another pair of opposites. We can't do this angle and this side because we don't have the side. Can we do this side and this angle? Well, we can't because we don't have the angle. But if we look at it, because we have our other two angles, we can work out our third angle by doing 180 minus those other two. So to work out this angle here, we can do 180 minus 12.84 minus 32.1. We bring that into the calculator, guys. 180 minus 12.84 minus 32.1. When we type it in, we get 135.06. Now we have this angle here, guys. 135.06. So we can use our sine rule. What does a sine rule tell us? It tells us that A over sine A is equal to B over sine B, where lowercase a is the side length opposite uppercase A, and lowercase b is the side length opposite angle B. To make this a little bit clearer, we're going to rub out our initial A, B, and C, and we're going to write some new ones in purple. We're going to call this side length A, the one that we're trying to work out. Then angle 12.84 is going to be our uppercase A. We're going to label our other angle uppercase B and our other side length lowercase b. We can now substitute these values into our equation. We're going to have lowercase a over sine 12.84 is equal to lowercase b, which is 6.2, over where am I? There we go, sine 135.06. So this is our final equation, guys. Last step, we're going to rearrange this. To get the a on its own, what are we going to do? Well, at the moment, it's being divided by sine of 12.84. So we're going to multiply both sides by sine 12.84. We're going to get a equals 6.2 over sine 135.06 times by sine of 12.84. We're going to bring that into the calculator, guys. We're going to get 6.2 over sine 135.06, close bracket, times by sine of 12.84. Guys, we bring that into the calculator, and when we do so, what comes out? We get 1.9505, etc. The question asks us to give our answer to three significant figures. So, guys, we're going to round this to 1.95. Guys, let's have a look. How did we find that one? Did many people get that? Let's see, let's see. Oh, have we got some negative energy on the YouTube? Is somebody trying to mess the chat up? Saeed says that one finished me. Yeah, difficult question there. Lily says, oh no, tricky one. Blue Butterfly got it. Nicely done. Let's have a look. Let's see, let's see. Smoky Clip says, made sense a bit before explaining. After you explained, made full sense. Nicely done. That is the sound of progress. Superb, superb job. Guys, if you didn't get that one before, but got it afterwards, congratulations. You guys know the drill by now. Those are my favorite comments. Why? Because those are the ones where people are making the progress. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question 20 and 21. Then we have just a few questions left. And yeah, we will get through this whole paper today. We've been working at a pretty slow pace, compared to normal at least. Let's see. Oh, shush. None of that in the chat, please. If any of the moderators are on. I don't think they are. Let's say goodbye. Block. Okay, block. Perfect. All those should be gone now, guys. Sorry about that. Always somebody trying to mess up the chat. Klebdev says, bye, shush. Oh, we should have done the wave. We should have done the wave before saying goodbye. How are they still coming in? I mean, it says on mine that message should be hidden. Let's see, let's see. Ah, yeah, they're gone now, right? They're not coming in? Or are they still coming in? Oh, he's only blocked for me. Ah, okay. So now I need to make somebody a moderator. Oh, okay. It's because I'm logged into the wrong YouTube account. Ah, okay. Now I'm logging into the My GCSE Maths account. Don't worry, guys. I'll sort it now. Let's find it. Let's do... Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Guys, hopefully it should be gone now. Is it gone now? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Wicked Club Dev. Sorry, guys. That took a little bit of a while. I'm sure it's probably entertaining for a few of you. We should have done the wave goodbye before we said ciao, ciao. Guys, question 20. Let's have a look at this one. Another classic question. Here we have some quadratic sequences to deal with. Question 20 says, here are the first 5 terms of a sequence. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of this sequence. Step number 1, guys, we're going to find the first difference, is what I meant to say, between the terms. From -1 to 0, we plus 1. 0 to 3, we plus 3. 3 to 8, we plus 5. And then 8 to 15, we plus 7. We're going to find our second difference. It's going to be 2. To find the number which goes next to our n squared in our quadratic nth term, we halve this second difference. Half of 2 is 1, so it's going to be n squared. Next step, guys, we write out our term numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We rewrite our sequence. -1, 0, 3, 8, 15. And then what we do is we subtract this from our sequence. And this, remember, guys, is our term number squared. So in the first case, we're going to have -1 squared, which is 1, -2 squared, which is 4, -3 squared, which is 9, -4 squared, which is 16, and 5 squared, which is 25. Next step, guys, we do those subtractions. -1 take 1 is -2. 0 take 4 is -4. 3 take 9 is -6. 8 take 16 is -8. And 15 take 25 is -10. Final step, we're going to find the nth term of this sequence here and tag that onto the end of our n squared. To get from one term to the next, guys, we -2. So the first part is going to be -2n. How do we get from -2 to the first term, which is -2? We don't do anything, so we're not going to have a number on its own here. We're just going to have -2n as the nth term of this sequence. So the overall quadratic nth term, guys, is going to be n squared minus 2n, and that is going to be our answer to question 20. Quite a few people asking what method this is. There are a couple of different methods for this. And this is the one which I always teach. If you got the same answer but did it a different way, then that method is completely perfect. So final answer, n squared minus 2n. I'm not going to go through the other method just for the sake of time. This is the more popular method, I would say. The other method has been cropping up a bit over the last few years, but this is definitely the classic method. Guys, question 21. Another bit of a funky one here. This one says, when a biased coin is thrown 4 times, the probability of getting 4 heads is 16 over 81. Work out the probability of getting 4 tails when the coin is thrown 4 times. Guys, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds for this one. And then we're going to crack on. We have question 22, then 23, then 24. Okay, guys, only 3 questions left in this paper after this. They're all pretty mammoth questions. 22 won't take too long. But I think question 23, people are going to absolutely hate, to be honest. And then question 24, we're going to have some mixed opinions. Looking at the chat, guys. Let's see. Are we ready for this one? Drop ready in the chat when you're ready, and we'll talk about it. I-45 is ready. MJ's ready. Mia's ready. S is ready. Guys, come on. Let's look at 21. This question says, when a biased coin is thrown 4 times, the probability of getting 4 heads is 16 over 81. Work out the probability of getting 4 tails when the coin is thrown 4 times. Step number 1, guys, we're going to find the probability of heads. How are we going to do that? Well, we know that when it's thrown 4 times, the probability of getting 4 heads is 16 over 81. In other words, the probability of heads to the power of 4 is equal to 16 over 81. Why? Because we need to get a head on the first, and a head on the second, and a head on the third, and a head on the fourth. So we would, in theory, do probability of heads times probability of heads times probability of heads times probability of heads is equal to 16 over 81. What does that mean, guys? It means that to find the probability of heads, we can just do the cube, the 4th root, I should say, of both sides. So the 4th root of 16 over 81. That, guys, would give us 2 over 3. That would give us 2 over 3. You would type that into your calculator. The 4th root of 16 over 81 is equal to 2 over 3. So the probability of heads is 2 over 3. The probability of tails is going to be 1 minus the probability of heads. So it's going to be 1 minus 2 over 3, which is 1 over 3. Now, guys, finding the probability of 4 tails, we're going to have to do 1 over 3 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 3, also known as 1 over 3 to the power of 4. 1 over 3 to the power of 4, guys. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. So we're going to get 1 over 81 as our answer. This one, guys, will have definitely tripped a lot of people up. A lot of people will still be thinking, how did you get this? How did you get this? This, guys, is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. We reverse engineered the first part to get the probability of getting 1 heads by doing the 4th root. Once we had the probability of 1 heads, we found the probability of 1 tails by doing 1 minus the probability of heads. Then to get 4 heads, we have to get, 4 tails, we have to get tail, 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 tail. So we do 1 over 3 to the power of 4. Guys, if you got that one, really good job. 5 seconds to screenshot this one. What's it gonna be? Nafila said, can't be here today. Got to submit some assignments. Sorry, bye. Hey, no worries, Nafila. Nice to have you joining. Anyway, guys, good energy on the chat, please. Yeah, good job, Nafila. Hopefully you blocked him. That was definitely blockable. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot the whole page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question 22. Another 4-mark question here, guys. A mammoth. Let's get it done. Question 22. 4 marks up for grabs here. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes, and then I'm going to go through it. Yeah, nice to see, by the way, the community sticking together over on the YouTube. We've got FM saying shush, nicely done. I-45 said Mohammed's got some bad vibes. Yep, guys, the code here, by the way, the code or the what we all do is whenever anybody tries to bring bad vibes to the chat, everybody spam round of applause emojis. Everybody spam round of applause emojis, and then obviously we ban them or kick them out or whatever. But yeah, normally I don't, like, they do it when I'm teaching so that I can't get rid of them straight away. So if anybody spams bad energy stuff, then we'll get them muted or get a quick round of applause in. Normally after I say that, you know, sorry, we'll get a quick round of applause in, then mute them. That's what I meant to say. The TikTok is probably a little bit no man's land nowadays, because I'm mainly looking at the YouTube chat. I'm going to give you guys another couple of minutes for this one. Let's see. Is there somebody that needs banning, guys? Have I missed something on the TikTok? What's it gonna be? And guys, there's a 0 tolerance policy. So anybody who gets blocked, a lot of people get blocked and then they DM me and say, oh, why did you block me? And we just don't reply because we don't want to waste any time. But yeah, so yeah, 0 tolerance policy basically. Looking at the chat, Christy Fernandez likes this one. Smoky Clip says, how do you do it so quick? Valhalla said, good riddance. A lot of people saying ban Momo. I think I muted Momo, or I already banned Momo, I think. So there shouldn't be any more chats in there. Hopefully there's no more. Let's see. Yeah, and also, guys, anybody who's messing it up, make sure you put a comment in saying, oh, ban XYZ. And if a bunch of people say to ban the same person, if a bunch of people say it, then I'll just ban them. I won't even check the chat. But only if like 10 people say it, because I don't want to accidentally ban anyone. A lot of people saying ban Momo. Momo's already gone. Oh, yeah, Oppo said, imagine the guy on here just moved to TikTok. Yep, classic, classic. Guys, drop ready in the chat when you're ready for this one. And we'll talk about it. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay, Paradise Flowers ready, Saeed's ready, Neely's ready. Let's have a look. What's it gonna be? Question 22 says, show that 7x minus 14 over x squared plus 4x minus 12 divided by x minus 6 over x cubed minus 36x simplifies to ax, where a is an integer. Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to combine these algebraic fractions. We're going to use copy, swap, flip to deal with the divide. Then we're just going to do the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. What we're also going to do to simplify this is we're going to factorize everything as much as possible and then divide through by any common factors. So let's firstly factorize 7x minus 14. 7x and 14 have a common factor of 7, so we can write this as 7x minus 2. On the bottom, how are we going to factorize x squared plus 4x minus 12? As soon as we see a quadratic, guys, we're thinking, okay, how can I factorize this? We're going to look for two numbers which times to give minus 12 and add to give 4. That is going to be plus 6 and minus 2. We're using copy, swap, flip, so we're going to swap the divide for times. We're going to flip the last fraction. So we're going to have x minus 6 on the bottom. And on the top, we're going to factorize x cubed minus 36x. We're going to start off by pulling out a common factor of x. We're going to have x times x squared minus 36. Then what we're going to do is we're going to combine both of these. So we're going to have top times top. We're going to have 7 times x minus 2 times x times by. Then we can factorize this a little bit further using the difference of two squares. Here we have a square number here and a square number here and a negative in the middle. So in the first one, or we're going to write two brackets, I should say. We're going to have an x at the front, the square root of this number. We're going to have the square root of this number at the end of both the brackets, so it's going to be 6. We're going to have a plus in the middle of the first one and a minus in the middle of the next one. There, guys, we use a difference of 2 squares. All of this is going to be over. We're going to have the bottom x plus 6 times x minus 2 times that x minus 6. Now, guys, what we can do is we can divide through by any common factors. We can divide top and bottom by x minus 6, divide top and bottom by x plus 6, divide top and bottom by x minus 2. We can see that we're going to be left with nothing on the bottom and 7x on the top. We're effectively actually have a 1 on the bottom, so we have 7x over 1, which is just 7x divided by 1, which is 7x. And we can see, guys, that we have successfully simplified this to the form ax, where a is an integer, because we have it as 7x. Guys, if you got that one, superb work. A big 4 marks up for grabs in that one. A classic, to be honest, algebraic fractions question. Let's see. El said, OMG, that makes so much sense now. Hey, good job, El. Somebody said I got that. Good work. MJ says got it right. Good work. Smoky Clips, would you like to be a moderator on the YouTube? That's a great suggestion, Nafila. If you do want to be a moderator, Smoky Clips, just say yes in the chat now, and I'll make you a mod. Paradise says, yep, I get it. Thank you so much. Hey, you're very welcome. Nice to see you making the progress. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to question 23. Guys, this is a 5-mark question, I believe. Yep, 5-mark question. This is our second to last question of the day. And this is a mammoth, I'll be honest with you. This is a mammoth. This is going to trip a lot of people up. Guys, anybody else who's been a regular on the YouTube or the TikTok and you want to be a moderator, if you're on YouTube, just drop a comment on one of the videos after this stream. And if you've been on the TikTok for a while and you've been joining regularly and I've been kind of, we've been interacting and everything, drop me a DM and I will make you a moderator ahead of tomorrow, because I'm going to need a lot of people holding the chat down tomorrow, blocking people super quickly, because there's going to be so many of us on. There's going to be a bunch of people trying to mess it up. So if you are a regular, drop me a DM on TikTok and I'll make you a mod. Let's see. Smoky Clips, I'm going to set this up now for you. Add as moderator. Standard moderator. Beautiful. Okay. Smoky Clips, you've officially been knighted. Oh, I'll do this as a moderator. Congratulations. Well, you should be a moderator at least. Are you a moderator now? Let's see. Have you got that nice blue name? Drop something in the chat, Smoky. Let's see. Have we got that blue name sorted? Yeah, there we go. Come on, Smoky Clips with the blue name says. Oppo says, congrats, broski. Oppo, you've also been a regular. If you want to be a mod, then you're very welcome. Anybody who wants to be a moderator on the TikTok, send me a DM. A moderator, guys, is basically somebody who can ban people and mute people from the chat, just so that if anybody's messing around, you can get rid of them real quick. It's going to be super important tomorrow because the chat is going to be rammed tomorrow. Hopefully you're going to be around on the YouTube, Nafila. Yeah, I hear that, Oppo. I hear that. Completely understand. Completely respect that. Guys, question 23. Few people want me to go through this one. Drop ready in the chat when you're ready. There's quite a lot for this one. In fact, I'm going to give you another minute or so at least. If you want to be a moderator, Paradise, just drop me a DM and I'll set that up for you because you've been a regular as well. Always bringing good energy. Loads on this one, guys. Loads on this one. Quite a few people dropping ready. And maybe I'll do this one in a few stages. Hey, let's have a look. Question 23. It says the diagram shows a sector OACB of a circle with center O. The point C is the midpoint of the arc AB. The diagram also shows a hollow cone with vertex O. The cone is formed by joining OA and OB. So it's joined by essentially folding this shape. A little bit weird to visualize. We're told that the cone has a volume of 56.8 and a height of 3.6. We're asked to calculate the size of angle AOB. The size of angle OAB of the sector over here. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. You must show all your working. Guys, step number 1. We've been told the volume of the cone, 56.8. Also the height of the cone, 3.6. We know the formula up here for the volume of a cone is 1 over 3 pi r squared h. So we can use this formula to find the value of the radius, which is going to help us a little bit later. So how are we going to do that? We know that the volume of the cone, so the volume of the cone is equal to 1 over 3 pi r squared h. We know the volume of the cone is 56.8 from the question. So that's equal to 1 over 3 pi times the radius squared, which we don't know the radius, we know the height is 3.6. So guys, we can find the value of the radius. What are we going to do? We can start off by timesing both sides of our equation by 3. 56.8 times by 3. That is going to get rid of the 1 over 3 there. So we have 170.4 equals pi r squared times 3.6. And now to find the value of r squared, we can divide both sides of our equation by 3.6 pi. And now to find the value of the radius, we can find the square root of that. So we do the square root of both sides. I'll write that in another line actually. Radius equals the square root of 170.4 over 3.6 pi. Guys, let's bring that into the calculator. We have the square root of fraction 170.4 over 3.6 pi. Let's type that into the calculator. Beautiful. And when we do so, we get that our radius is equal to 3.88. So we've now found that the radius of this cone is equal to 3.88. 3.88. Where can we go from there? Well, if we think about it, what we're going to need to calculate the size of this angle is we're going to need the value which makes the area of this equal to the curved surface area of this, because this is essentially wrapped around with AO and OB forming this slant height. I'm going to give you guys another couple of minutes. Aliyah says this is a grade 9 question. Definitely. I'm going to give you guys another couple of minutes to have a look at this, and then we will go through it. So maybe I'll give you another hint actually. That is that we know this. We know that this is the height, 3.6. And my other hint is going to be that this length here is going to be this length here. Why? Because the cone is essentially folded round. This shape is essentially folded round, I should say, to form the cone. Kayla says Pythagoras, question mark, question mark. Yep, exactly. Exactly. We can use Pythagoras to find L, the slant height. How are we going to do that? This is effectively a right angle triangle with a base of 3.88. No, I'm trying to just draw a straight line. There we go. A base of 3.88, a height of 3.6, right angle there, and L is our hypotenuse. To find the hypotenuse, guys, we use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We have 3.88 squared plus 3.6 squared equals c squared. C is going to be the square root of 3.88 squared plus 3.6 squared. Guys, we bring that into the calculator, the square root of 3.88 squared plus 3.6 squared. And guys, that is going to give us that L, our slant height, is 5.29 to 2 decimal places. 5.29 to 2 decimal places. Where can we go from there? Well, we know that that's also going to be this area, or this length, I should say. And what does the question ask us to do? What does the question ask us to do? The question says that, or it asks us, I should say, to work out this angle here, AOB, this angle here. How are we going to do that? Well, what fact can we use now? We know that the curved surface area of this cone is going to be the same as the area of this sector. This one is very hard to visualize, guys, but if we think about it, this shape is effectively folded around and joined this seam to this seam, imagine with a little Pritt stick, this seam to this seam to form this cone. So the curved surface area of this cone is equal to the area of this. We can work out the curved surface area of this cone. It's pi RL. So we can work out the curved surface area. It's equal to pi RL, which is going to be pi. Oh, let's write it a step down. It's going to be pi times 3.88 times 3.6. No, it's not. Times pi RL, sorry. So the radius there is 3.88. Then we're going to take L, 5.29, sorry. So 5.29 there. Guys, we're going to bring that into our calculator. 3.88 times by 5.29 times by pi. So we know now that the curved surface area is 64.48. Where can we go from there, guys? Well, we know that this is equal to the area of this sector. How can we come up with an expression for the area of the sector? Well, we know to work out the area of a sector, so the sector area, what we do is we use our angle over 360 times by pi r squared, where r is the radius. We can set up an equation, therefore we can say that theta over 360 times pi times by our radius, which is 5.29 squared, is equal to 64.48. From there, guys, what we can do is we can rearrange this to find the value of theta. How are we going to do that? We're going to times both sides by 360, and we're going to divide both sides by pi times by 5.29 squared. So we're going to get that theta is equal to 64.48 times 360 over pi times 5.29 squared. Guys, this has been a mammoth of a question. Let's get it done finally. We're going to have 64.48 times by 360 over pi times by 5.29 squared. Oh, let's have a look. Forgot the squared there. We bing that into the calculator, guys. We get 264.04 to 2 decimal places. The question asks us to give it to 3 significant figures. Because we have a 0 here, we round down and we get our answer of 264. Let me make that a little bit neater. Put some respect for the final answer. It is going to be 264 to 3 significant figures. Guys, if you got that, superb job. Let's have a look. What is the chat saying? I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds to screenshot. I think there's going to be a lot of complaints. Let's see. Oppo says that was insane. Yep, that was insane. I will have to agree with that. Let's see. Saeed says, yep, nope, I'm done. Paradise Flower said, I understand. Hey, if you got that one, guys, even if you understand it now, huge congratulations, because that's a crazy question. That is up there, would I say? I would put that in my top 5 hardest GCSE maths questions of all time. Definitely top 10, maybe top 5. Maybe top 5. Guys, 5 seconds to screenshot this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to move on to our final question of the day. Here we have a 5-mark vectors question. Guys, this is still tricky, but I would say it's significantly easier than the last question. Let's see what we can do. Charlotte26 said, that's a question and a half. Yep, I'm going to agree. That was a question and a half. Couple of people dropping off now. Guys, if you know, at the end of every session, we do have a little party. So even if you're not going to do this question, consider sticking around for the end. There's 60 of us on the YouTube today, so we're going to be able to have a pretty cool party over there. For anybody who doesn't know, the party is just at the end where we celebrate completing another past paper and we spam the chat full of emojis. Kayla says, what the heck is that? Yep, guys, difficult question. But I'm going to do my best to make this one clear for you all, because there's a lot of people who don't like vectors. I'm pretty sure it hasn't, Oppo. I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Guys, let me know in the chat. Has vectors come up already? I have seen all of the papers, but because I've been switching between EdXL Higher Foundation and AQA Higher Foundation, I've forgot the specifics of what's been in the different exam boards and tiers. So drop in the chat. Has it come up yet? A couple of people saying it has. Let's see. A couple of people saying it hasn't. Okay, well, guys, even if it has come up already, it could still come up again. Okay, I'm guessing you guys are going to be skipping this if it's already come up. Most of you guys are probably just waiting for me to do it. Okay, guys, let's get this question done then. Let's get this question done. Final question of the day, and then we're going to do our party. Let's have a look. Question 24. We're told that OXYZ is a parallelogram. We're told that O to X is A. We're told that O to Y is B. We're told that P is the point on OX such that the ratio O to P to X is 1 to 2. So this is going to be 1/3 of our line, 1 part out of 3 parts. This is going to be 2/3 of our line, 2 parts out of 3 parts. We know the total distance is A. This is going to be 1/3 of it. So this is going to be 1/3 of A. And this is going to be 2/3 of A. That's already going to pick you up a mark, guys. We're told that R is a point on OY such that the ratio O to R to Y is 1 to 3. 4 parts in total, 1 of them for O to R. So it's going to be 1/4 of the distance. Total distance is B, so we have 1/4B there. And we have 3/4B here. Where we're going to go from here. The question says, work out in its simplest form the ratio Z to P to Z to R. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to find Z to P, we're going to find Z to R, and then find the ratio. How are we going to find Z to P? Well, how do we get from Z to P by going only along lines that we know? What we're going to do is we're going to go from Z to Y, and then we're going to go from, let's see, Z to P, Okay, yeah, so using only lines we know, we're going to go from Z to Y, then we're going to go from Y to O, and then we're going to go from O to P. Now, I just said that we know ZY. How do we know ZY? Well, because this is a parallelogram, ZY and OX are going to be the same length, I should say, and they're going to be in the same direction because they're parallel and they're the same length. So that means that the vector ZY is going to be the same as the vector from O to X. So we can say this one's A. So how do we get from Z to P? To get from Z to P, we go from Z to Y. So we go Z to Y. Then we go from Y to O. So plus Y to O. And then we go from O to P. We know all of those vectors. What are they going to be? Z to Y is A. Y to O is going to be minus B because it goes in the other direction. And then we're going to have O to P. So we're going to have plus 1/3A. We can simplify this, guys. 1a plus 1 over 3a. 1 plus 1 over 3 is 4 over 3, so we have 4 over 3a minus b. We have 4 over 3a minus b. Now, what about z to r? How do we get from z to r? Well, we go from z to y, and then we go from y to r. How do we get from z to y? We do a, or we go a, I should say. And how do we go from y to r? We do minus 3 over 4b because we're going in the opposite direction and we have 3/4 of our line. So we have minus 3 over 4b. So what is the ratio of z to p to z to r? Well, we now have the vector z to p. We can see it's 4 over 3a minus b. And we have the vector z to r. We can see it's a minus 3 over 4b. What we can see is that the vector z to r is 3/4 of the vector z to p. How do we know that? Well, I've got that. I've figured it out using the fact that we have a minus b here and a minus 3 over 4b here. So we're going to have to minus 3 over 4 times by minus 3 over 4 to do that. And then we could do 4 over 3 times by 3 over 4, and that would in fact be 1. So that verifies that that is the correct multiplication. Where are we going to go from there then, guys? Well, now it's going to be a lot easier to find the ratio ZP to ZR. If ZR is 3/4 of ZP, then the ratio ZP to ZR. So ZR is 3/4 of ZP. So if ZP was 1, ZR would be 3 over 4. Then it says work out in its simplest form. So let's get rid of the fractions. We can times both sides of the ratio by 4. We get 4 to 3 as our answer. Guys, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. How did we find that one? Did anybody get that one? Were you guys just waiting for me to do it because it's already came up in one of the papers? Let's see. XAXAX got it. Hey, good work, mate. Good work. Smoky Clip says, I can't lie, I think you should make more people moderators that are regulars for tomorrow's sesh. I will definitely do that. I'll be recruiting some moderators at the end of today's session. Ray said, I've got no idea what you did there. Gid said, way harder than the last one in my opinion. Hey, not many people would say that, I don't think, but I know a lot of people don't like vectors. Guys, another brutal question now. I've got to tell you, another brutal question there. If you don't understand what I did there, if you had no idea, please do not let that stress you out. We've just done 2 extremely difficult questions, both grade 9 questions. So don't base your confidence on the last 2 questions of the paper, which are both 5-mark grade 9 questions. So I don't want you to bias your perception just because those were really difficult questions. And if you struggled with them, don't feel like you don't know any maths just because you didn't get those. Guys, those were the most difficult questions. Now, remember, the grade boundaries for maths are not very high. When I go through these papers, I explain every single question. And I go through the hardest questions, and I do them in a way which, I mean, because obviously they're easy for me because I'm a teacher, right? I do them in a way which sometimes makes them seem easy. So you can think, oh, well, that was an easy question. How did I not get that? When in reality, guys, it's a grade 9 question, and very few people get that. Somebody said you skipped some of the questions. Yeah, I don't normally skip the questions. In this paper, I skipped some though. I just take out the questions which have already come up for the most part, leaving in the most difficult ones. NJ, no worries at all. Good to have you back. Let's say adios to Show Bean. Good job, guys. Good job. Hey, guys, what time is it? What time is it? Does anybody know what time it is? Anybody know? What time is it? I-45 got the mojo. Medina said 7. Zenobi said 7:08. Guys, I can see a lot of new people on the chat today. It is party time. At the end of every session, guys, we have a little party, what we do is we spam the chat full of as many good vibe emojis as we can. There's 150 of us on the TikTok at the moment, and there are 49 of us on the YouTube. Guys, let's light the chats up. I want disco emojis, dancer emojis, some goat emojis, some people, but guys, another day is past. Another past paper is complete. We are now on the final push for our GCSE maths, guys. Paper 3 is on Monday. Today is Saturday. That means that we have just one more paper to be complete, or one more day, I should say, to be completely ready for our final ever maths exam. For many people, some of you guys will be doing A-level maths, of course, but for a lot of people, that will be your final maths exam ever. Guys, to everybody saying thank you very much. My pleasure. I said it before, I say it again. If you guys are here to learn, I'm here to teach, I should say. Let's have a look. Laveshni is partying. I45 is partying. Cat Gamer Callum has got those cool emojis out. Charlotte 26 with the lightning. Sean Neal with the love heart hands. XAXAX with that rose. Come on. Sean Neal with the popcorn. Cat Gamer with the random emojis. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Charlotte 26. Oh, by the way, Charlotte, do you want to be a moderator? I would love to have you as a moderator. I don't know why you're not a moderator yet. If you do want to be a moderator, let me know. I can see over on the TikTok, we have Summer partying, Textless partying. Josh, you're very welcome, my friend. Says, thank you so much. Hey, you're very welcome. O's got the love hearts out. You're very welcome. Medina's partying. Summer Beaton's partying. Ray's partying. Abdallah is partying. Ivana, you're very welcome. Joanna says, can't wait. I'm guessing that was to finishing maths. Yeah, I can't blame you, to be fair. I can't blame you. I know a lot of people are feeling that way. Paradise Flower, you're very welcome, guys. Don't forget, if you're a regular and you are interested in potentially being a moderator for tomorrow, please send me a DM. I'm looking to get as many moderators as possible for tomorrow so we can stamp out all of the dodgy stuff in the chat as soon as it starts. So if you would like to be a moderator, please drop me a DM. If you've been a regular, Paradise Flower, for example, I'd love to have you as a moderator. Star, I'd love to have you as a moderator. Any of you guys who have been regulars on here bringing good energy, I'd love to have you as a moderator. Eric said I'm down to be a mod tomorrow. Don't have TikTok to DM you. Okay, I'll get that set up. Charlotte 26 says, yes, please, I'd love to. Hey, let me set that up right now. Charlotte 26, add as moderator. There we go. Welcome to the moderator team. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Wasim, yep, you can be a moderator. Send me a DM to remind me, but I'll get that set up. After this session. Anybody else who wants to ask in the chat? Let's see. XAXAX said there are bot switch moderate chats. I think, yeah, there are, but a lot slips through the cracks, I'd say. That's really good advice. It's great advice, but a lot slips through the cracks. Oh, Charlotte 26. I actually didn't make you a moderator. I made somebody else a moderator accidentally. XAXAX, you have been very regular though. So if you would like to be a moderator as well, I've just made you a moderator actually accidentally, but I would love to have you as a moderator as well anyway. So if you don't be a moderator, I'll remove it. But if you do want to be a moderator, there we go. Got that set up. A lot of the regulars on here. Lils, let me set you up as a moderator now. I was waiting for today's live stream to do it. There we go. Lils, I've just sorted that out as well. And I haven't actually done it on the TikTok yet, Lils, but I'll do that ahead of tomorrow. Guys, anyone who wants to be a moderator, Delulu, if you want to be a moderator, I'd love to have you as a moderator. Send me a DM. Send me a DM to remind me, just so I can see it in the list of people, and then I'll make you a moderator. User 007, you haven't been on too much, so I won't be making you a moderator. I mean, I'm sure you would do a fantastic job, but I'm only going to do it for people who've been on a lot. Let's see. Okay, NJ said Eric should be a mod as well. Let me get that set up. even though it looks like a lot of people are moderators already, tomorrow when we have like 150, maybe even 200 people on the YouTube, I'm gonna be relying on you guys a lot to keep the peace. Thank you very much, Delulu. Let's see. Looking at the chat, does anybody have any suggestions? Text us. Have you been in a lot of the streams? Guys, can anybody let me know? Text us. Have you been in a lot of them? I haven't seen you too much in the chat, but if anybody else in the chat can back you up and say that you've been in a lot of them, I'll make you a moderator as well. I've seen you in a lot of the parties. I definitely know that. Yeah, Ibrahim, I'll get that set up for you. Let's see. Yeah, nice, Nafila, nice. I'm gonna I'm gonna be relying on you guys to hold down the fort tomorrow. That's for sure. Okay. Guys, for now, that's gonna be all of the moderators sorted. Actually, textless. Let's see. Textless. I'll check some of the historic viewing figures, and if you've been on there a lot, I'll make you a mod. I'm pretty sure I've seen your name quite a lot. Quite a few people asking Paradise Flower if you'd like to be a moderator. I've seen you loads in the chat, so I'll definitely make you a mod. Just send me a DM, just so it's on my list of like DMs, so I can easily find your account. But I'll definitely make you a moderator. Okay. Ibrahim, I won't make you one just yet. Just because I haven't seen you on too many of them, unless you've changed your name, because there are a few Ibrahims. Quite a few people asking what time the live is tomorrow. Guys, I'm going to be live twice tomorrow. The first session is going to be 3 till 5. That is going to be our higher session. And then I'm going to be doing a foundation session, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. So higher tomorrow, 3 till 5, and foundation, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. There's a small chance I'll go live again afterwards. But to be honest, it's pretty unlikely. I think I'm just going to stick to 4 hours tomorrow. I say just 4 hours is still long. Yeah, I'll get that set up for you, Paradise. Smoky Clip says, I gotta go now, bye. Yep, guys, I'm gonna say hasta luego, arrivederci, ciao. Guys, it's gonna be time to say goodbye for now. Superb work this evening. Give yourselves a pat on the back right now. And actually do it for me wherever you are. There's, 86 on the TikTok now, 36 others on the channel. Guys, give yourself a pat on the back. Just to commemorate yourselves for putting in the work, because at this stage of exam season, it's really not easy. I know the burnout's coming in strong. I know now the motivation is going to be low, and we're going to be firing on discipline instead of motivation. So guys, take a moment for yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm going to say hasta luego, guys, arrivederci, ciao, and I will see you tomorrow for the final 2 streams, which are going to be the content streams. I'll be live once more on Monday, just to do a little debrief. Okay, guys, have a great evening. Chill out for the rest of the night if I were you, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.